I grew up in a family of 16 brothers and sisters. My parents were really strict, so we attended church every Sunday. By the age of 18, I kind of gave up on church. I no longer felt like God was part of my life anymore, and I felt like He gave up on me. The group of friends that I had, we would attend parties. There was drugs and alcohol that was involved. And even though I was not a big fan of these things, it was still a toxic environment for me. I always felt like I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but I wanted to keep up with them. So everything I did was always that. Like, if they're doing it, I'm supposed to be doing it too. But I didn't want to go to the weekly, so I'd always do it. February 1st of that year, I was coming home from a regular church service night at my old church. Yeah, I guess I could say that day I decided to give God like another shot kind of thing. I was riding home and I had church on my mind. At the same time I had Monday on my mind, which was the next day. And that's where it all happened. I was riding my bike home that night, and as I'm driving on the main road, approaching to get on the freeway, there was a car that was trying to cross the other side of the street. On the other side of the street was a Trimet bus, and they both were like head to head. There was no way between. I didn't have time to go around her or around anybody. It was just straight right through the SUV. Firefighters, police cars, ambulance showed up in minutes. They're checking if I'm okay. I ended up getting to a stretcher and they take me to a local hospital. After the accident, I found myself falling into depression. I felt like my life was just drifting away from what it used to be. I wanted to cry out to God, but I felt that He was so distant away from me that He wouldn't be able to hear me. The insurance ends up paying my bike out from that accident, and I ended up buying a new bike. On July 6th, a group of us get together and go out for a ride. And we take a back road, and at this point we were racing to see who's faster. And at one point I looked back to see how far out the people were. So we were coming from that way, about 5 of us, and by this point I was already the first one. I looked back to see the guy that I was racing, and he was kind of far. But by the time I looked back, this was the scenery that I saw, a dead end and nowhere to stop. So I cracked 5 of my ribs on this side, as well as a punctured lung and collapsed. My elbow fractured, as well as 2 of my wrists broke and my spleen ripped. In this moment here on the ground, as I was laying on that towel, I wasn't able to open my eyes. I wasn't able to see anything, but I could hear the people that were here. In this moment is where I made that dedication that if He did save me, that I would serve Him. In the hospital bed, I began analyzing my life, and I was wondering why I left the church in the first place. This whole time I thought that God has failed me, but in reality He has been there for me. The enemy has convinced me to believe that I was too far gone for Him to ever love me, but He has been there for me, and He showed me His love and mercy countless times. Looking back in my life and everything that I've been through, God has used every bad for my good. He has loved me too much to leave me the way that I was. Surrendering my life to Him has been the best decision I've ever made.